Okay, now this will start off with America First because you have that in your thing here. Yeah, America First and all that shit. And I was gonna go through all of these, but you're really dragging this along. Keep just going on tangents here. Okay, so okay, so you said America First means nothing, or means prioritizing U.S. this and that. And what's missing here? Well, I I just asked you for a source. That's what I should have did yesterday. But um, so you're going on and on. You're well. I don't know myself. I didn't look deep into America First. Now I don't know if this is all just stuff that Donald has included in on it, just to I guess repackage it. Anyway, so like I pointed out on months ago that it was essentially about favoring Hitler, and this was Telltale Atheist Owen Morgan, I think it was, months ago mentioned that. I would have included the link, but I'd had to find it. Anyway, so okay. Strange because I've read that it was only okay. Not only that, but we cannot judge everything by appearances. Judging what by appearances? Strange because I've read that it's only reason. It only means America's staying out of the World War. How is that? That doesn't follow. Uh, America's staying out of a world war is a matter of not judging everything by appearances. What? Staying away from world war. Well, right here you should have provided me a source. You know, showing that it always was about that. Because as far as I'm concerned, Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene are both including all that stuff which you just mentioned into America First's what do you want meaning, I guess, meaning. So now you try to direct me to well, I did just to not be an asshole. Um, no, I think Donald and MTG are simply taking the term and gave it yeah. They've repackaged America First. Okay, so drifting away from America First, which is my fault. How is Donald prioritized? Well, not really, because that's what you said about it, and I'm just questioning you on that. The fact that you said it's about prioritizing U.S. and all this shit, which I don't believe at all. Well, it's not true at all. Um, he's focused more on the illegal immigrants than anything. So, okay, what else do we have here? Well, after all, everyone has different opinions. Now, is politics about different opinions? Is it about opinions? I think was it you I asked or somebody else? Yeah, oh, I said it right there. Duh. No, politics isn't for, or should never be, about opinion. You're just making shit up now. No, politics is not about opinions, period. It is about analysis, looking at what's going on, and discussing matters, and figuring out how to deal with whatever. In America's case, it's always figuring out how. Well, they're not even doing that. They're not about the people. America's politics and government is all about the wealthy. A lot of those politicians, or Marjorie Taylor Greene is bought. So is Donald. So, and especially not when Christianity plays a heavy role. Okay, what do you say about that? In short, Trump's approach rooted in unpredictability and brinkman. I don't know what brinkmanship is, but rooted in unpredictability. What the fuck does that even mean? He's How is predictability or unpredictability a matter of politics or government? Presidency. What? Has rebuilt the U.S. influence in trade and security while fostering domestic. How? Rebuilt U.S. influence. How has he done that? Through the tariffs? What is the actual problem and how are tariffs the solution? Now, I've read. Yeah, I'll just finish this. Okay, gotta stop doing that. How are tariffs? Uh, how 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 are tariffs the solution to whatever problem? Donald keeps claiming that America is getting ripped off by all these other countries. How are tariffs the solution to that? And what goes along? What side effects, economic side effects, do tariffs have? I keep hearing about inflation. Is that true? Donald is just playing guessing games. It's always well, not really. He's just using those social issues and social and economic ailments as excuses to fuck around. Like he did that thing where Marjorie Taylor Greene took advantage of it and started insider trading, which she's not allowed to do while in Congress, making her a criminal. He manipulated the stocks or something like that. Well, I don't bother looking at all these stories because there's so fucking many of them. But he's rebuilt U.S. influence. What? You mean like in a mafia sense? How is that good? So he's turning America into a mafia? Organized crime family? And I've read, I think Benny Johnson mentioned months ago that Donald made billions off the tariffs. Well, what does that have to do with anything, even if that's true? What? Fostering domestic revival, but at the expense of alliances and. Okay. Has rebuilt U.S. influence in trade and security while fostering domestic revival, but at the expense. And that's good? Again, he doesn't know what the solution to the problem is. Okay, so China has been fucking with America for years, decades. How is either the tariffs? How are the tariffs the solution to that? I don't care how much money that caused him to make. That's not what it's about. It's about solving problems. If he's there to make money, then that's the problem. That's not what the presidency is about. So, moving on from there, while Trump's protectionist and interventionists policies are not directly rooted in Christian. What are you talking about? They're not directly. I don't care if they are or not. Well, you said they're not directly. That means that they are somewhat. I just said Christianity should have nothing to do with politics or government. Separation of church and state. And how is Donald being protectionist? He's protecting from what? Enemies which the Republican Party has, boogeymen, essentially, because the only real threat America has ever had is ISIS. China's an asshole, but they're not a threat. I don't know much about Iran, but apparently, one of the other presidents established a truce or something with Iran. I'd have to read it. I'd have to read it. I'd have to read about it. I'd have to look that up. But America, he's just making that up. America has no enemies. If anyone's an enemy, it's other countries. Oh, fuck. There's just so much here to break down. It's ridiculous. You're just all over the place here. I mentioned Christianity's not supposed to be there. What do you say? I mean, how is this even a valid statement? Trump's protectionist and non-interventionist policies are not directly rooted in Christianity. What the fuck? What? His administration's cultural agenda often draws on Christian. What's your point? What does this even have to do with America First? You're just making shit up here. Okay, what else is there? Trump's approach rooted in, yeah. I'm just expressing my opinion and I'm not good at talking. Well, why say anything at all then? I mean, people have criticized other MAGAs in videos, like, pointing out their self-contradiction, saying, oh, well, I'm really into Trump. Well, I don't. First they say, oh, well, I'm really into Trump's policies, and then they say, oh, I don't really know much about politics. What? And that's what you just did here. I'm not on X most of the time. Well, you're here. And you're dealing with me. So I don't know what your point is. I don't understand what your point is. This isn't even about opinion. This is about fact. But because MAGA typically, well, any person of any kind of antisocial or anti-economic ideology likes to ignore facts because they know they're wrong. So they do whatever to evade. And therefore I question. That's what I do. And that's why I do it. So you're just expressing your opinion, something I didn't ask for, and something that has nothing to do with anything. You're completely irrelevant to anything. How can anyone's opinion be valid? The fuck? Doesn't make any sense. Christianity has always been important. I don't care. Does that make it good? Does that make it true? Does that make you right? Does that make Donald Trump a good president? Does that make America First a legitimate cause? What? What is your point there? Why does that, how can that matter? It means nothing. It's important to you. That doesn't, on no level does that make any kind of whatever. No matter what stage I was in, I'm a Christian. What? Okay. Why are you a Christian then? Tell me that. Why do you agree with the Bible? Blah, blah, blah. Take me to church when I was... Nobody cares, Michelle. Especially not me. I'm not interested in personal experiences, well, anecdotes. I'm not interested in opinions. I'm not interested in feelings. Nothing. And that's all Christianity is. You probably don't even know the book, the Bible. Provide a source for... Okay, so this is... Yeah. I believe this is a political proposition that emphasizes the supremacy of the U.S. national interest. This isn't a source. And if X doesn't allow source links in the messages, well then, I don't know. But it doesn't even look like you... Well, you didn't say anything, so... You just went ahead and said, oh, you believe. These two words right here. Wrong one. So used to using my desktop. These two words alone just invalidated this whole response. I don't care what you believe. It doesn't matter what I believe either. It matters of the facts are what matter. And because you guys don't care about the facts or you evade the facts, I question. And if you can't provide, then I just hold your feet to the fire. So, yeah,